You can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. You can be busy all day and still feel empty at night. You can laugh, respond, work, and function while something inside you quietly shuts down. This is not exhaustion. This is not laziness. This is not failure. This is disconnection. And the most dangerous part is this: most people don't realize it's happening until they no longer recognize themselves. This connection doesn't arrive like a crisis. It arrives like a slow fade. You wake up one day and realize you don't feel deeply anymore. You don't care the way you used to. You move through life, but you're not really in it. You respond instead of experience. You scroll instead of reflect. You exist instead of live. And no one notices because from the outside, you look fine. This is the silent epidemic of our time. Not depression in its obvious form. Not burnout that forces you to stop, but emotional distance, mental numbness, a life lived on autopilot, disconnected from your purpose, disconnected from your body, disconnected from your values, disconnected from yourself. Most people think this happens suddenly. It doesn't. It happens through small compromises, tiny withdrawals, daily neglect of the inner world. It starts when you stop listening to yourself because life feels too loud. When you trade silence for noise, reflection for distraction, depth for convenience, you stop asking hard questions because they don't have quick answers. You stop sitting with discomfort because there's always something to consume. And slowly you lose touch with what actually matters to you. Not because you don't care, but because caring requires presence. And presence has become rare. We live in a world that rewards speed, not depth, reaction, not reflection, visibility, not authenticity. You're constantly connected, yet deeply disconnected. Your mind is everywhere except where your body is. Your attention is split into 1,000 fragments. And over time, your inner voice gets quieter until one day you notice it, that strange feeling. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, but something feels off. You don't feel aligned. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like yourself. That's not a sign to panic. That's a signal. Disconnection is not the problem. Ignoring it is. Because when disconnection goes unaddressed, it doesn't stay emotional. It becomes physical fatigue, mental fog, chronic dissatisfaction. You start chasing stimulation because meaning feels distant. You scroll longer, consume more, stay busy to avoid stillness. But distraction doesn't reconnect you. It numbs you further. And numbness is dangerous because it convinces you that nothing matters. But the truth is the opposite. Everything matters. You've just been disconnected from it. Here's the uncomfortable reality. No one reconnects you for you. Not a relationship, not success, not money, not motivation videos. Reconnection is an inside job, and it begins with awareness. You have to notice when you're living on autopilot, when your days blur together, when your emotions flatten. You have to be honest about how often you're escaping instead of engaging, how often you avoid silence because it reveals too much. Reconnection is not dramatic. It's quiet. It's choosing to sit with yourself without reaching for distraction. It's noticing how your body feels instead of overriding it. It's remembering what used to light you up before survival took over. This process is uncomfortable because it reintroduces emotion. And emotion is messy, but numbness is worse because numbness steals years quietly. Reconnection requires slowing down in a world that punishes slowness. It requires boundaries in a culture addicted to access. It requires intention where habit has taken over. And yes, you will feel resistance. Your mind will fight stillness. Your habits will crave noise. That's normal. Disconnection became your coping mechanism. But coping is not living. You don't reconnect by fixing everything at once. You reconnect by choosing presence daily. One honest check-in, one deliberate action, one moment of awareness. You start noticing your thoughts instead of drowning in them. You start choosing what you consume instead of letting it choose you. You start living on purpose instead of by default. And slowly, something shifts. You feel again. You care again. You recognize yourself again. not because life got easier, but because you came back to it. This is not about rejecting technology. It's about reclaiming attention. Not about escaping responsibility. It's about aligning with meaning, not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you were before the noise took over. Disconnection convinces you that you're broken. Reconnection reminds you that you were overwhelmed. And there is a difference. You don't need to disappear from the world. You need to re-enter your life consciously, and that starts now. Not tomorrow, not when things slow down. Now, in this moment of awareness. If this message resonates, it's because part of you is waking up. That's not an accident. That's readiness. This is Daily Upgrade Motivation, a space for people who are done living on autopilot and ready to reconnect with purpose, clarity, and direction. If you're ready to stop drifting, to stop numbing, to stop feeling disconnected, subscribe. Stay intentional. Upgrade yourself daily. Because your life doesn't need more noise. It needs you, present.